Okay, a quick break there. I had to review this for a second. So an example would be the C-shaped 2 minor, which would be in the key of C a D minor. Okay, the overlay that you'd play from C would go to D. Okay, which is the next CAGED shape up, next CAGED letter up. You'd play that in the D box, and that D is going to be a fourth for the Dorian. It's going to be a fifth for the Phrygian, and it's going to be the root for the Aeolian. All right, that's going to be the same each time. So let's go over to the, this is the best part now right here. All right, where we've got, how come I can't get this over here? I don't know. All right, let's look at this part of the chart here. My dog's a little feisty. She's getting, she's carrying the weight of all this because everybody else has gone out to where it's warm. So let's look at this chart here. This is very jumbled. It looks like it's got a lot of information, and it does. And the reason is the reason we're not reviewing other charts is because this is it. This chart, covers it all. So this is the fretboard, all right. And as you know, up here with this fretboard, this is pretty much the fretboard. This would be where your fret nut is on regular guitar tuning. Okay. So this would be that E here, and the pentatonic C would be. All right, and then the E one would come up to the F. And then the G one would drop back down to the G. And then back to the C. You got to play them fast sometimes to hear it. Okay, and so this is, there's a color scheme. These color schemes are different. The color scheme here, okay, let me see, I got that over while I itch my nose, is, these are the arpeggios. The point of this chart is to map these arpeggios into modal scale shapes, CAGED shapes, and then map that into the encapsulating tri-pentatonic CAGES. All right, I know that's a lot. So let's just start here with root 3, 5, root 3, 5. Here's the warp. So that's why we get a strange shape like sticky notes, We were going to go from root to 3 would be supposedly over here as the same as these two, right? We usually go root to 3 here, and then 3 to 5 of the minor third straight up to a major fourth, and we would want to repeat that pattern. Okay, so this is the pattern right here. Root 3, 5, root. That's the pattern. Okay, but now we're going to repeat it and take that pattern into the warp. The warp warps up 1, so we have root 3, 5, and that becomes like a nice chord up there. Sorry, 5, root 3, not root 3, 5. So it becomes kind of a nice chord there. That's actually the A shape. That is the A. That's the A shape root chord. C, I'm playing the C one. Okay, then you continue up on the arpeggio till we get to the top. So that's what, and then these are, so what happens, we got we've got our arpeggio. This is simple, right? Okay, we didn't get to go up another one, but so we've got the arpeggio. Now we want to look at the cage, the regular shaped cage shaped. What's, like the regular shaped cage shaped chords? What are they? Okay, they're in 5 different keys, but we're going to be in the key of C. They're C shape, A shape, G shape, E shape. If you wanted to stay, in the key, you would do this one almost, but we don't want to talk about that because we didn't do the A minor. Sorry. And then the E shape, and then the D shape. So it's sounds like one of those, really out there songs. All right, so those are the cage shapes. Don't worry about the fact that they were in 5 different keys, because they were in 5 different keys. As a matter of fact, none of them would fit with each other in a key. Maybe that's not totally true, because when you do the C and you go to you want to go to the 4th, okay, you're going to go to the F. That's not going to fit. The E wasn't going to fit in there, so it's kind of true. The way to fit the cage in with the key is when you do the C, then you take the A shape up here. That's the same thing. Okay, and then up to the G shape. I didn't want to play it because it's hard to play with my fingernail. So, but I've never had any problems with the concept of playing a G-shaped chord. The thing is, it's hard to notice here is a G minor shaped 3-string chord, little arpeggio that you can make into a chord, root 3, 5. But on the guitar, it's easy to see that this is G-shaped. Remember the G shape we were talking about? This is the key of G. Okay? It's the big chord that has the top and the bottom. But when you bring that all the way up here, if I capo it to make it easier for me, right? This is the G-shaped C. And on the bottom here, we have root 3 and then 5. Okay? It's not a G minor shape. Sorry, was I saying it was a G minor shape? I was wrong. It's a G major shape. Root 3, 5, like that. So what we've got in our Ionian arpeggio, okay, which is, sorry, that was not a minor shape, but we have to push on. So again, we start with the arpeggio, and we talked about how we can bring the arpeggio pattern through the warp. Now the arpeggio starts with the easiest one, which is this root shaped G major shape. Alright, so we can look at that this G major fits into a cage, and the cage is going to be right, okay, my cages down here, I outlined them better, okay, but it's a G-shaped root, obviously, so it's this one, because everything's unique. So G-shaped root, it couldn't be any of these. And it's going to be a C-shaped 4th. All right, here's a C major shaped chord. That's part of the C major pentatonic scale box kind of thing. But this is going to be the 4th, but it's a C major shaped 4th, and then we have a D major shaped 5th. There it is, 2, 5, 7. Okay, that's the second inversion.